Hello YouTube, happy Halloween. Today we shall look at one of my tanks that we have not looked at in a while. Just kidding everyone, we're not going to do today's video all in that voice. Just had a little fun there at the beginning. But anyways, we are going to be looking at a tank that I have not shown in quite a while, which is the 40-gallon breeder, which is right behind me here. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I'll tell you all that's been going on with it. So the first thing you're going to notice about this tank, if you've seen any of the previous videos I did on it, especially the last video I did on this tank, I have rescaped it one more time. And I've promised myself, and I'm promising y'all now on the record, that this is going to be the last time I touch it in a very long time. And what sparked the change was I kind of looked at the way it was growing in before, and it looked good, but it just wasn't capturing the natural feel I was really trying to go with this tank. And what ended up happening next was my birthday came along, and I decided to go shopping on online, and that's when I discovered this nice big piece of driftwood that really caught my eye. I knew it would really work in this tank, and so it is in here now. I got it in as one big piece, and what I ended up doing was cutting it into two pieces, and it just fit right in perfectly into this tank. It really accomplished what I was trying to do with it. The other thing that sparked the rescape of this tank was I was kind of having a major algae outbreak. It was staghorn algae, and no matter what I did, reduce the lighting, reduce the nutrients in the tank, it was just not going away, and it was just pretty much enveloping everything. So I took all the wood that was in there before out of the tank. I took the stones out of the tank. I even took the plants out of the tank, and I sprayed all of it with some hydrogen peroxide to kill off the staghorn, and that worked. You can also do it while everything is in the tank, but while I was going ahead and rescaping, and just for the safety of all my fish, I decided to do it out of the tank. Unfortunately, with the hydrogen peroxide on the plants, I think I ended up leaving it on there too long, and it did cause the plants to melt back a little bit. So if you're looking at the tank now, it is pretty much sparsely planted, and in reality there's actually 3 swords in there. All the tiger lotus is still there, and even some of the kabomba stems are in there, but the leaves were all melted away. Everything's starting to grow back now, so I'm just have to be patient with it, and eventually it'll fill in and really look up to the plants will really get back to their old selves. And one bit of sad news with this tank, I did lose one of my Amazon puffers the other day. It was the largest of the two. I just woke up one morning and it was breathing heavily, sitting near the top of the tank, so I ended up putting it into a little quarantine tank, and it kind of held on for about a full day, maybe a day and a half, and finally just kind of slipped away. So I was sad about that, but I do still have the remaining puffer, and that one is healthy. It was looking a little lethargic that day, so I went ahead and put that one into the quarantine tank as well, and that one bounced back. But unfortunately, I did lose the first one. And I wasn't sure why at first, but I ended up realizing that something had fallen into the tank, I think off of the ceiling above the tank, and it didn't mess up the water quality enough for the other fish, but I guess the puffers were a little more sensitive to it, and the larger one just couldn't handle it, and that was pretty much it. But other than that, everyone else in the tank has been doing great. The rams have been breeding like they usually do. The Farlowella catfish, the plecos, all the tetras, they are doing great. Even the shrimp in the tank are still doing great. Those of you that have been watching my videos for a while now, you know I had a few Bolivian ram fry in a little grow out tank. I decided to go ahead and move the 3 I had into this tank, and they're doing great in here. They've grown to the point where nothing's picking on them. Every now and then the puffer kind of throws a look their way, but they just kind of scoot out the way and nothing happens there. But they're growing, and they're even starting to kind of do a little bit of sparring a little bit, kind of a little bit of, I guess, teen angst going on there. But they are doing great in this tank too. And other than adding in the wood and adding in more leaves and seed pods to the tank, the only other thing I added to it was some pothos plants. I figured that in case I get a nutrient spike, instead of it causing algae, I'll have the pothos plants in there to kind of help maintain that, so I don't run into another algae issue. And I do have one surprise coming for this tank, which is a few more fish. They are going to be schooling fish. They are silver, but that's all I'm going to give you guys for right now. They're currently in quarantine, but other than that, I'm not going to tell you anything else. I'll leave you guys to figure it out, and we'll see what comes of them in the next video. Alright everybody, thanks for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm really excited about the direction this tank is going now. For some reason, it's been the hardest of my tanks to kind of figure out, but it's really shaping up to be a great tank. As always, thank you for watching. Remember to comment down below, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.